Bippity boppity boop. Bippity boppity boop. Bippity boppity boop. I say hocus pocus, don't lose focus. Abracadabra, the very words you speak, you create in your reality. Be mindful as you do this thing called life. A spiritual being having a human experience. So don't get caught up on the attachments and the things that are only supposed to show you the road to your freedom and birthright of clearance. All right, all right, all right. Welcome to Bru's House. I'm your soul sister, Bru, and I am grateful to have you and call you soul family too. You say, who, Bru? You on the other side of the screen. If you are tapped in, tuned in, chiming in, fellowshipping and dining on that which the divine has to give, which is soul sister Bru, you are soul family. And yes, I am grateful to have you. Yes. On this what? Tinkerbell Tuesday. Ooh, and that full moon in Cancer just came through. Yes, and lit up that intuition, heightening those senses, allowing you to lay in the innate intuition of your soul and spirit's guidance. Yes, no longer sitting in that energy of distrust with what you feel and know, because you took the road to elevate and grow. I want to say to you, congratulations for allowing yourself to spread your wings, because I understand spreading your wings amongst chickens, metaphorically speaking. And I'm going to leave that right there. You did your thing. I'm going to say congratulations once again, okay? And welcome my sister, my brother, my friend, my family. That's just what it is. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a safe, sacred space. We heal, we love, we cry, we enjoy the experience of not only self-evolution, but collectively we evolve. And then we elevate, we inspire, we encourage, we love on one another, we show compassion, we show kindness. But first and foremost, we individually hold ourselves accountable as we consciously live and love the life that we create. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yes. For those of you who are returning subscribers, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And I do want to give you all at 3:23 on that timer a proper Happy New Year. Although I don't celebrate until March. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm going to say this. The new year can start whenever you choose. It's not according to man's almanac. It's not according to society's almanac. None of that. No. If you choose right here, pause this video. Hey, this is my new year. Today is my new year. And you create the change with the works that you speak and also do with the faith that you exude into what you planted in your garden of Eden, fertilizing and watering them seeds with that faith, doing the inner work, the external work, and allowing those things that you spoke to come right into fruition because you set the tone and you surrender to the discipline needed to receive that which you called into creation. Come on now. Bop. High five. Thought into creation. Bop. High five. Because we know it's something. All you got to do is think it. All you got to think. You think it. You do what's necessary And it's there, just like that. Some of you, you speak it. Some of you, you feel it. However your senses are, you allowed your senses to be the key to break free from the matrix attempted discrepancies. And I'm going to leave that right there, and we're going to move forward. Yes. I am excited today for several reasons, you see. And I want you to be excited also. Why? Why? Because you not only know that you're worthy, you act as such. You feel as such. You live as such. You love as such. You respect as such. And I'm picking up a message before I go any further into what I've been given to share for the collective and for those of you who are in guardianship of, quote unquote, the old souls that's floating through here. Be mindful of those elders who can see what you've chosen to break free from, or what your children have wisdomly been given through your conception. Through their conception, through you consummating. There are elders who are literally looking for intuitives like you on the other side of the screen, and for those of you who are in guardianship of intuitives. They are looking for them because they hold enough strength and energy to fuel what they're attempting to continue, which is a domination. No free will, no free thinking, no free creating. You must follow this path. Why? Because I'm an elder. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense to you. No. That's not it. Because if you take that away, you are taking away that person, that being, whether it be a child or a grown-up. You are taking away their free will to create, to think, to live, to love, and that is not it. Do not allow those elders to infiltrate what you know to be true. If you have to use your voice to advocate for self or any others in your energy because you see this happening, I'm asking you to please do so. If you have to go into warrior, intercessory, if whatever it is that you're being called to do, if that part resonates, relates, hits a soulful space with you, Bru is asking. I'm asking you to do what you're being called to do. Do not allow yourself or anyone who's connected to you to be muted because they're different than what, quote unquote, the matrix calls normal in their thinking, in their living, in their loving, in their daily life. Because everyone has their own individual path, although we're all collectively ascending. For those of you who chose the road of ascension, we still have an individual ascension. And there are forces who see that, and they literally set out to stop it. But if you're put in position to lead, and not only lead, but block it, and I ask you to do so. Okay? All right. So we have 2 words today, acronyms. Trauma and triggers. Yeah. Oh yeah. before we get into the acronyms, I'm going to give you time to grab your notebooks, and I'm going to give you some bruised perspective, some hard truths, some reflections that I had to face, yes, and I alchemized them through what I love to do, and that is writing poetry, journaling, sitting down, sorting it out with my notebooks. All right. Yes. So, reflections. Reflections. I faced some hard, cold, freeing truths. Shit, let's be real, I wrote some, even told some. I faced all of them ugly, hard, cold, freeing truths. Physically alone, but spiritually trooped up. Mind, body, soul, spirit. I ain't even want, or did I try to prove I wasn't who they were committed to knowing me as. And you better know it was like taking the swords from them and stabbing myself at times. Talk about self-betrayal. I looked in the mirror and my reflection spoke ever so clearly. Oh, so we self-sacrificing, huh? Let me know, because, honey baby child, I can take off now. You overcame all those hidden agendas, did the inner work to go back and sacrifice us to the legions who call upon their religious masters, their societal masters, their political masters, whoever. They just refuse to call upon themselves to set themselves free. Unlocking their inner Jacob or Janine's ladder, see? To live in a freedom. Yeah, see, you going back and us having this talk and this self-betrayal is the math that ain't mathing. And I ain't motherfucking laughing. It's time to dig deep, because this seeking validation from NPCs and non-motherfucking factors in this great era and version of we ain't gonna be on my own. I mean, on my own will be your very own song. So you choose me or the past. Reflections. I stood there glimpsing over my past. And shit, I got nauseous to say the least. Not only did it reek of the Matrix's infiltrations, but it lacked my universal pulse. That pulse that Gaia gave me, the elements of the earth that run through me, my innate water, fire, air, and earth. My hand cocked to my blueprint, there I was, clearly seeing how repulsive and elusive going back would be. And that's when I chose us. The reflections, I see me. And I said to myself, I do not consent to self-betrayal or self-sacrifice for their illusions, facades, abuse, and commitment to self-sacrificing. What they reject within themselves is what I chose to accept. My innate creator. And that I will never separate from, ever again, for a seat in their matrix table as sister, friend, co-worker, etc. Just to blend in. I'm set apart. And these reflections have just begun. Reflections. Okay, now into our acronyms and a little mini notebook session. Yes, for those of you who are here, this is a 420 friendly family. If you have your 420, I do invite you to fellowship with Bruja. Yes, and the family too. Also, I hope you got your notebooks and you're ready, because I got mine. Now, if you are here and you enjoy that poem that I just shared with you, that is just a small extension of Bruja and what I love to do. If you fully want to tap into Brew and the artistry of Brew and all that's attached to Brew, I want to invite you to my Soul Family channel. Yes, with Bruj's House and PDLENT218. The correct spelling is in the description box. You enjoy artistry? Come on over there and tap in, tune in with us. We'll be grateful to have you. For those of you who have subscribed, yes, Bruce sees you, and I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. All right. So trauma. Trauma. Trauma comes in different forms, and I'm going to give you some of the forms. We have acute trauma. Sharp and sudden, often associated with a single event. Major trauma is any injury that is an injury that has the potential to cause prolonged disability or death. Okay? Chronic trauma is a mental health condition that occurs when someone experiences repeated or prolonged stressful situations, including re-experiencing the trauma, emotional dysregulation, and difficulty connecting with others. Complex PTSD can result from various types of long-term trauma, such as childhood abuse, war, torture, or domestic violence, triggering something that sets off a flashback or flashbacks, transporting the being or that being back to that traumatic event. And I can tell you, in Bruce healing experiences, I have been transported several times, and knowing how to react and respond when I was triggered is ultimately what opened up the trigger healing what they left behind with the acronyms notebook session. Okay, so that's the notebook session for today. Triggers. Okay, all right. Yes, I do have a Bruce perspective. If you don't acknowledge the brokenness, you will never experience the resurrection of wholeness's transformation. And some of us, transformations. All right. So, the first acronym is trauma. There is no notebook session to trauma. I just will read the acronym to you. Turbulence, turmoil, and toxicity that leaves residuals and attachments ulteriorly misleading and altering one's innate inner sense. I say it one more time. Turbulence, turmoil, and toxicity that leaves residuals and attachments ulteriorly misleading and altering one's innate inner sense. Now we gonna try that one more time, because Bruce's tongue wanna do something different. You hear me? Turbulence, turmoil, and toxicity that leaves residuals and attachments ulteriorly misleading and altering one's innate inner sense. Okay? Yes. Ulteriorly. Thank you. So, turbulence, turmoil, and toxicity that leaves residuals and attachments ulteriorly misleading and altering one's innate inner sense. All right? All right. We got the tongue together. Thank you. All right. So that's trauma. Now let's get triggers. Truth serums. Ripping through. Illuminating and guiding one to go within self. To evolve. Elevate. And be emancipated. Resetting one's innate subconscious and conscious to before the trauma. Ah, baby. Oh, before the trauma. That's the message. Before the trauma. You hear me? Wherever it started, before the trauma. Truth serums, ripping through, illuminating and guiding one to go within self, to evolve, elevate, and be emancipated. Resetting one's innate subconscious and conscious before the trauma. And I'm going to read it one more again before we go into the first question. Excuse me. Truth serums, ripping through, illuminating and guiding oneself to go within self to evolve, elevate and be emancipated, resetting one's innate subconscious and conscious before the trauma. First question is, are you aware or conscious of the trauma that caused the trigger? Or are you just reacting and responding? Because all you know is trauma bonding. And let me say this before we go any further. There are no right or wrong answers in these notebook sessions. These notebook sessions are created for you to self-reflect and allow yourself to give yourself the keys to free you from what has been attempted to be simulated into your very own universal contract, your individual contract. So when answering these questions, don't allow guilt or shame or any of that to press you, because that's not what these are created for. No, these are created with love and compassion. So feel Bru's love and compassion as I read these questions and as you answer them, and forgive yourself throughout these, because that's what they are created for, soul forgiveness, so that your spirit can fluidly flow and your soul ascend as you continue to glow and grow. All right? All right. Second question. And this is only if you answer yes to the first question. Are you aware or conscious of the trauma that caused the trigger? If you answered yes to that, when triggered, how have you handled yourself in the past and present day? Oh yeah. I can tell you, in the past, yeah, while y'all answering y'all questions, Bru gonna relate with you. You hear me? In the past, I was, Now, okay, so I was triggered. Why was I triggered? Let's do some digging. If I need to set a boundary, if I need to disconnect because respect was too loud, and see, I don't seek closure. I can give myself closure. So, what was the trigger? You hear me? Was it something bigger or was it with self? And that's why I start. Yeah. Now, but back then, y'all. Now, yeah. If the trigger is for me to use my voice to advocate or use my energetic currency to advocate for myself and anyone else who is operating from a pure space, then I will. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm in control of myself. That's what the triggers were ultimately given to me for me to unlock the depths of the trauma so that I can experience the healing aspect on a soul level, restore, resurrect before the trauma, and then continue on. You hear me? And it's not that it didn't happen. No. It's that I took control when I seen what was happening from what happened. And I allowed myself to dig into it and dissect it. I'm not worried about why they did it, how they did it, no nothing. I'm worried about getting free from it. Because it won't hunt me, because it's not mine to hunt me. It's theirs. So I won't allow it to become me. All right? Just a little. You hear me? So that question was asked for you to see the growth from your past to your present day. And that was given to you from the divine. They want you to see how far you've come. And that's why they sent Bru through. This is only for you to see how far you've come with just the keys that you were given to unlock the doors of your soul's fulfillment and your spiritual contract while being a multi-dimensional being and an interdimensional being. Living in the duality of who you are, embracing your spiritual polarity, and shining like the northern star. That's just what it is. Little side note, when triggered, it's not about controlling the situation or people involved. It's about controlling yourself and how you react and respond for self and not for anyone else. After being triggered, this is the last question. How do you reground self after being triggered? Now, Bruce shared with you how I shared it. How do you reground yourself after being triggered? There are many ways. You can create ways. Do not allow anyone to say you're just wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. If you feel led to that, then do it, okay? Because I can tell you the depths and experiences of the trauma that I have grown and learned from. You hear me? Opened up my imagination in ways that I allow myself to be who I need in that moment, in that time, in that space, even if I'm by myself physically, okay? My imagination was my best friend before the trauma began, and we became even closer when the trauma started. So what I'm saying to you is, if you had a best friend that was your imagination before the trauma started, tap into that best friend, because that best friend got something for you. And see, that imagination is your imagery. And it holds the keys not only to the nation of your legacy, but the nation of your descendants' legacy. So you unlocking it and walking through that door. It's not only meant for you to experience, but meant for every attempted simulation force or NPC to see just how God operates without the tradition of the matrix placed upon God. I'm about to sign up out of here. I said a lot, but not enough. For this segment, I did though. All right. Until we tap in, tune in, plug in, chime in, fellowship, dine on that which the divine has to give. Your soul sister Brew is signing out. If you need to get in touch with me for any of the services that I offer here at Bruj's House, such as tarot reading, article reading, energy healing sessions, soul soothing sessions, I channeled a message from a transition loved one. Yes. Or if you would like to do some artistry collaborations, yes. If you would like to do some healing rituals, or if you would like some affirmations, some self-love affirmations, yes, yes, yes. Even protection mantras. Brew has openings, yes. And I look forward to working with you. You can hit me up to book your session by going in that description box, texting that telephone number, emailing that email address. Or you can go over to that community board, find all of my services, along with the prices, that telephone number, and that email address. Now, for those of you who have allowed Brew to be a service to you, let me say this. Thank you, because it not only was for you, but it was for me too. And I thank you. May you all continue to enjoy the life that you create. For you have not only unlocked the greatest version of you, but you reset self too before the trauma. And I'm out.